Game of Thrones TV series is renowned for its complex characters and intricate political maneuvers. Among these captivating figures is Tywin Lannister, a shrewd strategist who excels in the art of distraction. The distraction manifests itself in practicing a variety of everyday activities ranging from fishing to paperwork. Such clever uses of carelessness as well as disinterest in face of political discussion gives the viewer insight into Tywin's psychology and mental rock-solid stability.
What about him?
Today, I will look at the establishing scene of Tywin Lannister and show you how this man utilizes a huge range of different methods to strengthen his position as the top of the Lannister house.
Poor Ned Stark, brave man.
This first, most direct scene, featuring a rather huge object of distraction, is also the first moment that was so confusing to me, as I, for the first time, watched this show. When I thought of the head of this conniving and scheming, powerful house, I thought of someone mighty on a big throne in a rotten and grey land. How wrong I was. This quite different interpretation of the character works so much better because it shows a man who is truly capable of what he is doing, physically and mentally. But now, back to the analysis of the scene. As the shots in the beginning reveal themselves to the viewer, we see plenty of identical tents belonging to Lannister capital. The color red makes the viewer repulsed and on the edge of his seat, alarmed even, being a quite fitting color to use for introducing Game of Thrones' great villain. Inside of one of the tents, we see a quite Prince Charming-esque figure, Jaime Lannister, son of the very man that appears in the picture a few seconds later, Tywin. And now we see the one concept that carries his whole interpersonal nature, distractions.
Attacking him was stupid.
Tywin speaks with a clear and sharp voice, quite authoritative, to his son while doing something completely different, gutting a deer. Notice how he looks in a completely different direction than Jaime, representing his lessened interest in the matter, also in a physical way. The gutting of the animal and the political discussion with one of the most valuable men in his whole army, his son, exists in a perfectly fine and dry equilibrium.
Speared him through the leg before I could finish him.
In the people that want to hold political discussions with Tywin, this behavior is more than disrespectful. Yet because of his high and royal rank as head of the Lannisters, no one dares to go against this mastermind.
I could care less what anyone thinks of me.
You know, that's what you want people to think of you.
In response to Jaime's perplexed and confused demeanor, Tywin urges him on to
say something clever,
without even having recognized him yet in the entire scene. Yet, to his quote-unquote clever response, he has nothing but criticism left for his son, reading him like a book.
You spend too much time worrying about what other people think of you.
As the conversation shifts to the topic of family and honor, Charles Dance's, the actor of Tywin, face gets angrier, his gutting of the deer more poignant and heavier, and his voice even more serious, with more gravitas to it.
It's the family name that lives on. It's all that lives on.
The cutting of the skin reaches its climax as Lannister, for the first time in the sequence, looks at his son directly. I think that the showrunners here want to show us that this first look from Tywin to his son also represents the seriousness of this matter to Tywin.
You're blessed to belong to the most powerful family in the kingdoms.
All the other topics, the attack on Eddard Stark, the reputation of Jaime Lannister, it all weighs just little against the reputation of the Lannister house in its entirety. In only 4 minutes and 44 seconds, the most feared as well as respected figure in the entire Game of Thrones complex was introduced perfectly, with methods such as disinterest for core strategical, political and personal problems, modulation of voice, or physical acts of determination. Benioff and Weiss created an autocratic tyrant for every character in this masterpiece of a series. Especially the constant distraction with simple and mindless tasks brought us a man who actually is far beyond having to care for big battle strategies or giant webs of political intrigue. His physical demeanor aids Tywin to present himself as one of the greatest and most tyrannical figures in all of media. The core that drives this atmosphere is a technique that seems so irrelevant, so insignificant, but is in fact so essential for building Tywin Lannister's character: distraction. Thank you for watching.